Okay, so you take your piece of paper, you want to fold it in half, and then fold it in half again, and then that way that you just turned it and folded it, keep that corner your main corner, and another corner, so it's the same point, and that's going to be the center of your star right there. So for this one, I cut out the center so it would be a circle here. You can cut it out in different ways, like I just cut it straight across and that makes a circle, but you can cut it in a diagonal like that, and that will start to make a little zigzag pattern, and it will look like a star in the center instead of a circle. So when you're making snowflakes, I know it's kind of hard to see. Oh, yay. It's too bright. Basically the shortest line, so right there and down, that's as much as your snowflake can be. Now it may not look like much, but when you open it up, it's actually kind of a big snowflake. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about not having enough room or anything like that. Just go with it. You want to keep in mind that if you cut all the way across, that either creates a hole in the center or it ends your snowflake. So if I'm too far this way and I cut all the way across, I just, cut that much off the top of my snowflake, or the outer edge of my snowflake. So just some tips about that. Don't go above this in your design, otherwise it'll look like a square. Because if you cut it all out and you're like, yeah, this is going to be great, and you open it up, it's going to be the same shape as your normal piece of paper. So a rectangular patterned snowflake, paper flake, that's not really, it doesn't really look that nice. So you could do whatever you want with it. Just don't go all the way across. And remember, this top line is as far up as you can go. So what I like to do is you can just make little circles, or you can make hearts or something. You just cut through all the layers. I'm gonna make what I like to call a Swiss cheese paper flake. I just make a bunch of alternating circles on the opposite side each time. So that one's on this side, that one's on that side, and I'll go on this side, and I'll make them bigger each time. And don't worry about making it perfect, because honestly each snowflake is unique and different, and celebrate it for what it's worth. So I've got that and that. That. So remember this top line right here, that's as high as I can go, so I'll just make that. What should I do with this? Just kind of cut it off like that. Now, if you're not sure about your snowflake and you're like, well, I don't know if this is cool enough, does it look good when it's, taken apart, but you don't want to refold it, you can just kind of open it once and see the design, because if you open it once, that's what one section of it is. That's 1/8 of your snowflakes, so you can just imagine the pattern. I'm pretty cool with this one, so I'm gonna open it up and just see the final result. Ta-da! Some Swiss cheese. It's just very, very circular patterns, almost oval shapes up here at the top. But it looks kind of cool, and it's got the little star center, which I like. So that's one way to just follow a pattern, make the smaller circles bigger and bigger. You can do the same thing with hearts. If you don't know how to cut out a heart, just imagine a heart drawn, and then cut that heart in half. So when you cut out a heart, it'll look like that. Or your cutout is gonna look like this. So it's really kind of cool if you want to make some handmade like cards or something, and you need some shapes. You can cut out some stars or circles or whatever, hearts, and put these in your, you know, project or whatever, and then use that pattern in your paper flake. Let's do one more, just so you can get the hang of it all. So fold it in half, then in half again. Your bottom right corner is the one that I just folded. Fold on it again. And one more time. Ooh, one more time, please. Now, yeah. I mean, it's not perfectly lined up, but I want it to be as lined up as possible, because if it's not, it's harder to cut. Just the more exact you have the folding, at least, it's easier to do a pattern that stays consistent throughout the whole snowflake. So let's do one kind of crazy like. You ready? This is gonna be weird, but yeah. On a side note, you should just remember that your open edges are here, and this is your closed edge, your wraparound edge. This is the part that's where the fold is, and when you look on, say for example this one, the fold lines are all in the center of these eighths, the center of the sections. So that fold line, that fold line, that fold line, those are basically the little stalks of the snowflake. So if you see like a normal snowflake, it's got, you know, I have some examples of it somewhere that I'll find, but that's that shoot, that outshoot from the center that you want to get. So you can't do that using the opposite side. So if you want to make something like that, use the folded edge. Yay! And just have fun with it, honestly, that's the best way to go. I find the more detailed I can be, the happier it makes me. Because I love details, and so one of my rules of thumb is that there's more paper than holes, it's not detailed enough. But sometimes there's some really simple details that look really nice, and so by all means go for it. It's also important to have a really good fold, really solid crease right there, because if one of these inside papers is too far to the left and I cut too close to it, I can actually cut my snowflake in half, and that's no fun. Nobody wants a half of a snowflake that they slaved away at, had to watch a video to learn how to do it kind of thing. Like, no, let's not. I mean, just for the starters, if you guys haven't done snowflakes before, if you haven't made snowflakes before, just take it easy and don't do too many crazy designs. But at the same time, have some fun with it, because that's the whole point. Okay, so remember, this top line, that's as far up as we can go, so I'm going to have to cut it off pretty close to this. That's all the top that I don't need. And time to put, see, because there's a lot of paper here, I'm telling myself, a lot of paper there and not enough holes. Need to put something there, so let's just put a heart. And you can cut from different sides of the paper. You don't have to cut on one side of it. You can flip it over and cut on that side. Just remember that your crease is now on the left side instead of the right side. But yeah, let's open that up and see. The heart's a little jagged, but I don't really care. It's kind of spiky. Looks super cool. And turn that over, and there you go. So you can see in the center those little lines shooting out. Those are the creases. You know, that right hand side. And here's something to keep in mind if you do really detailed things like the heart. On this side, the heart looks pretty much like a heart. This side, not so much. And so it just depends on how well you fold it, how well those little tiny details show up. But I'm pretty happy with this one. I like it, and it's gonna go up on my on the window over there. We got a whole window of just paper flakes. So there you go. That's all for today. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed, please give it a like. And if you want to see more stuff like this or some of my other embarrassing videos, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll get updates on what I post next. Alright, have a good day, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff. Woo! Alright, bye!